Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're starting today off with something a bit interesting. Right here, I purchased a lock barrel with no followers in it and a bunch of followers and tiny, tiny springs. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to put all these followers in this lock barrel according to what's cut on this key right here. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because when I get my ignition module, I believe I'm gonna need a lock barrel to put inside the ignition module to even turn the ignition module on. So without further ado, let's take a crack at this. All right, are you guys ready? This is about to be confusing. So first up, I insert one of the world's smallest springs into each side of the barrel holes. Next, there are three types of followers: 3s, 2s, and 1s. They're all different sizes. So let's say I have a 2 in this far slot right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it out with a 1 or a 3 to see whether it sits flush when the key is fully inserted. Here is the lovely ignition module, but I did figure out that I am missing part of this key cylinder. I expected to receive this piece right here, and as you can see, there's a little square knob at the bottom, which is what turns the ignition module. Now on mine, it's completely flat with no knob at the bottom, so I can't turn the bottom of the ignition module. I was able to manipulate the ignition module with a screwdriver, so let's plug it in and see what happens. The battery is connected. Now I'm gonna plug in the ignition module. There we go. Plugged in. Now I'm gonna turn it with the screwdriver. Mainly seeing if the screen does anything when I turn this thing. Okay, I turned it to on, nothing. All right, it's on. Now here's the key inside of it. No, nothing. It's plugged in. Huh. Okay, so I had an idea to check the fuses real quick, and check it out. This one is blown. It's a 15 amp. It sits right in here in this little box. Let me replace it and see if that changes anything. No way. No way. Guys, we just got the bike to turn on. Check this out. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what's going on. I replaced that fuse, connected the ignition module, turned it on with that screwdriver, and look at this, the screen is on. Brakes are completely out, which is why that is on. I need to plug in the handlebars so I can actually go through the settings on here. And briefly, when the screen came on, I think you guys saw that it had like 1,700 miles or something on the dash. So I'm actually kind of confused with myself. I thought I needed to program the ignition module to the bike, but apparently it turns the bike on right away. So now I'm super excited to put this bike together, so let's get to it. right guys, so the triple tree and the handlebars are in. Plugged everything in, including the clutch sensor right here and 2 wires that go down and into this cluster right here for all of the buttons. One thing that caught my eye with this handlebar right here is, look, this is the dial. Left and right, and you spin it to go through all the menus, which I think is pretty sweet. Moving on to the throttle side of the triple tree, we have the throttle connection and the buttons connection right down here, all plugged in for the horn, mode, and start and stop. Now I'm gonna plug in that ignition and let's run through this dash. I'm gonna plug it in and just sneak it behind this triple tree so you guys can see the screen. All right, she's in, she's on. Wow, look at that screen. 1,780 miles. That's the official miles on this bike. Left rear turn signal faulty, right rear turn signal faulty. Oh, there we go. There's the dash menu. Let's see what that does. Whoa. Navigation, media, telephone settings. Wow, there's so many things. And look, this is what I'm using to move everything. All right, we got 13 volts. 80 degrees. Last trip was 500 miles. 5,000 miles till the next service. These are all the errors. Rear left turn signal faulty. Right rear turn signal faulty. License plate light faulty. That's because it's all unplugged. Nothing major though, that's good. The reason why the brakes are off is because I have no fluid in the cylinder and I had to unplug the master cylinder. Let's go to sport. Oh, dang. Oh, I think the vehicle's in limp mode. It only will allow me to go to 8,000 RPMs. There's navigation on a bike? That's crazy. Media, so you can literally play music. You can connect your phone. This bike has cruise control. You turn this switch on and you push that back to set it. Brakes work, I just tested them. 1,780 miles on this bike, which is super low. Let's test the horn. I'm ecstatic that this bike is on. Things are running properly. I just need to button up a few things to get those codes off the dash, but I can't wait for more parts to come in, so we'll catch you then. One wheel on the ground, but we got some bad news on the rear wheel. During the accident, it curbed the carbon wheel right here and a little bit right here. Now I didn't see this. I was only looking at the other side when I first picked up the bike. It looks like it just ripped off the epoxy on the outside, and I'm wondering if this is repairable. I'm definitely willing to give it a shot because it is an expensive wheel. I'm gonna be thinking about that wheel, but now let's move on to the gas tank because I got one on order and I gotta remove that pump and cap. spoke with the parts guy from BMW today, and he said the rest of my parts from Germany are on the way. So we'll catch you guys then. See ya.